All right, Viking fans, I watched the video so you don't have to. It's time to find out who Skylar Thompson is next in 3, 2, 1. Gather around, Skull brothers and sisters. This is Skull World, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dave. You can follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook at Skull World. Now make sure you hit subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Why subscribe? Because you'll be part of my 1,000 subscribers. I'm already over 900. At the time I recorded this, I'm at 912. I want to be able to announce it on the game in the stadium when the Vikings are playing Miami. So please come join me. Thank you if you've been here this whole time or if you just joined. I appreciate every one of you. Let's get going. Let's talk about who Skylar Thompson is. Yes, Tua's out, Bridgewater's out. He was on a concussion protocol, even though he passed the concussion protocol. And he was made to sit out 5 practices, so they decided to go with Skylar Thompson. And in Tua, they still I think they're just holding him back because they don't want to look bad. I don't know. I think there's talk about them claiming an ankle. I don't know. I feel bad for Miami because, what could they do with Teddy Bridgewater? First play of the game. It doesn't look like he's got a concussion. He didn't stumble. I didn't see it. Yet the spotter, who used to just tell the refs to take him off the field so he gets taken a look at, now makes his decision that may cost him the next week even. And that's what happened. He can't play because a spotter said he stumbled on the first hit of the game. And that's why Skylar Thompson came in and played 2 and played the whole rest of the game. So it is a frustrating situation. So a head coach needs to come in and prepare, make sure his backup is prepared, because there is a better chance now under these new rules that your backup quarterback may play because maybe your quarterback looks like he stumbled. I don't know. We'll find out, but let's talk about it. Justin Jefferson, see ya. Purple Hulk, see ya. That's my mascot if you're new to us, Purple Hulk. Now, let's go through the stats of what Skylar Thompson did in his first game. ESPN's QBR rating was a 29.4, which is really low. His quarterback rating, which is different, that's a more longer number. QBR came around 25, I don't know. ESPN developed it. Weighs heavily in fourth quarter situations. It's kind of odd. I don't know which is better. I don't know which is more accurate. Who knows? 58.4% quarterback rating. Completion percentage, it was 57.6%, 19 on 33, 166 yards, only 5-yard average, 0 TDs, 1 interception. His arm was hit on that throw. I don't know if it would be an interception, but it was a tight window anyways, and he had a 30-yard long. He was bailed out a couple times on some PIs down the field. They do throw it down the field still with him. However, he was underthrowing those receivers, and he got bailed out by the PI, pass interference. So, that's what it was. He came in, tough situation, and he made the most of it he possibly could with not being prepared as much as he would be if he had a whole week as a starter, and then developing the offense around him. Well, what was he like coming into the league? He's listed at 6'2", coming out of Kansas State, 217 pounds, 31-inch arms. It's kind of short, actually. Those are short arms. Hand size 8 and 5/8. Those are small hands. Those are small hands, guys. I don't know They talked about Kenny Pickett's small hands being 9 inches. His are 8 5/8. That's small hands for an NFL quarterback. Those are in the arms too. So, however, he ran a 40-yard dash, 4.91, which is actually about like a Kirk Cousins. He doesn't seem overly fast, but he is shifty. I give him that, and it shows up. He ran a 7 flat 3 cone drill, and that's pretty elite. Broad jump 112, also pretty decent. Vertical jump on the average size 31. 20-yard shuttle 428. So he's got some elite numbers in the quickness category, but straightaway speed not so much. It does show in his game tape of him being breaking people's ankles, leaving them in the dust. He is pretty shifty, so that's something to worry about right there. However, he doesn't have elite speed. He did some runs up the middle, getting away from the pass rush. So he is dangerous. He is dangerous that way. Now, his player bio and his draft bio was Thompson signed with the Wildcats as a Missouri Gatorade Player of the Year and Simone Award winner as a top player in the Kansas City metro area in 2015. Helping his team win a state title that season, he redshirted his first season at Manhattan, being named the co-winner of the team's top scout team player. Thompson began the 2017 season as a backup, but came on to start the final 4 contests, 51 of 83. And then by Manhattan, that's the city that Kansas State's in. 61.4%, 689 yards, 5 TDs, 3 interceptions, 69, 267, 69 out of 267, 3.9, 3 TD rushing. So he ran 60 times, 267 yards, 3.9 yards per carry, 3 TDs rushing. He started 10 of 11 games played in 2018, 122 of 208 for 58.7% for 1,391 yards, 9 TDs, 4 interceptions. 105 out of 373, 105 carries for 373 yards, 3.6, 5 TDs rushing. He's not a game breaker. He's not a game breaker by any means. Thompson stepped up his play in 13 starts as a junior, garnering honorable mention All Big 12 honors, 177, 297, 59.6%. He's gradually improving. 2,315 yards, 12 TDs, 5 INTs, but a rush for 114 for 405 yards, 3.6 yards per carry. Again, there's no statistics jumping out at you. His highlight reel may show some big plays, but there weren't very many of them apparently. 11 TDs rushing. He was also named the team's offensive MVP in the Liberty Bowl against Navy, 10 of 14 for 124 yards with a rushing TD. Thompson's senior season was derailed by an upper body injury in 2020, limiting him to just 3 starts, 40 of 64, 62.5, 626 yards, 4 TDs, 19 carries for 38 yards, 2 yards per carry, 3 TDs rushing. He also missed time with a knee injury in 2021, but managed to start 10 games. Big improvement percentage-wise, 162 for 233, 69.5% completion percentage, 2,113 yards, 12 TDs, 4 interceptions. Much more efficient as last year, although he only played in 10 games. And he finished his career by winning Texas Bowl MVP honors in the team's win over a depleted LSU squad. He did look good in that game. There's a lot of highlights in his highlight reel from that game. 21 of 28 for 259 yards, 3 TDs. Thompson lost his mother to breast cancer when he was 6 years old, just 7 months after his grandfather passed from pancreatic cancer. That's his story. Overview: Thompson's passing production hasn't been overly impressive, and his health has been an issue over the last 2 seasons. He has a decent arm and can make plays on the move. He's a decent field reader who doesn't take too many unnecessary chances, but he's also not going to make enough plays. The age and lack of consistent production as a passer hurts his chances. So he was drafted in the 7th round by Miami, and not a big prospect, although his efficiency as last year shows great improvement. Again, he's not a game breaker on the ground. He doesn't throw for a lot of TDs. He may not have been in an offense that generated a lot. I did watch, there's a lot of big plays in that LSU game where he dropped it in the bucket. He had nice touch on the ball. He was accurate. Now, I did not see that in the Miami game against the Jets. I didn't see accuracy. I saw him late on the ball. I seen him underthrow receivers on the long ball or a deep fly route, fades, things like that. He underthrew those receivers. So he doesn't have, and I wrote some notes. He's not particularly fast, but he is really shifty. He has a big frame. Someone told me he was 6'5". He didn't look it on the field. He's only 6'2". Not a very strong arm. It's pretty average. Had problems throwing to his backs. He had some timing issues with backs coming out of the backfield in the flats. He did hit one guy pretty good in the red zone situation, but prior to that, he really struggled getting his running backs the ball. He gets rid of the ball really quick. He did get pressure, or he did get hit like 19 times in this game, from my understanding. He just doesn't really have his timing down with his receivers, which is understandable. Hopefully that continues against the Vikings. Yeah, and I wrote down he underthrew some of his receivers and got bailed out by PIs. Now here's his strengths, and I always read these for the first time on air, just so you can see my reaction, what I think of what I saw. Now, I haven't seen a whole lot, but I'm just going to tell you what I've seen. Strengths shows ability to work through progression. I didn't see that in the NFL game he played in. He got rid of the ball as fast as he could. And there was a couple plays where I thought if he would have waited, the play would have developed and he would have been able to get another guy. But maybe he's under a mandate. Hit that first guy if he's open. Reads coverage on combo routes with timing. In college, maybe. Resets feet on the move to deliver from his platform. He does have balance, and especially if he's running around, he does have balance. Arm talent to make rollout and scramble throws with success. Yeah, he's fine there. He does not have a big arm. Arm talent delivers deep ball with adequate touch. I did agree with that. I wrote that down. He has pretty decent touch in college, and in that NFL game he played in. But he was just off with his throws a lot of the time. Maneuvers around the pocket and locates his target. Yes, I agree with that. And he had some off-script plays that actually worked out. Looked a little awkward doing it, but he made some plays. Won't take many unnecessary chances with the football. I could see that, and I think it was why he was getting rid of the ball early to the first guy he saw. Will be a 25-year-old rookie. Again, he's a little older. Very average passing production over his 40 starts. Below average accuracy on drive throws. I agree on, agreeing on all of this stuff. Overstrides and sails the throw. I don't know about that. He underthrew people in this NFL game. Forces receivers to break stride and work for it. I agree on that on the NFL game. Throws needs to come out with better anticipation. He threw it behind a couple guys, but he's getting used to some really fast receivers. Fails to fully explore passing options when he hit the red zone. I just seen that the whole game against the Jets. So it's, I can't tell you about college because it's only a highlight reel. Missed chunks of time due to upper body, knee, ankle injuries since 2020. So this guy's really excited about playing. He's like a dream come true, he says. Now, here's how this affects the Vikings. They will have success with this guy if we play off the ball. If we let him dink and dunk down the field with their fast receivers that could break it at any time. If I was the Miami Dolphins, I would be running slant routes all day on our ass. All day. In breaking routes like no tomorrow. Non-stop. No fly routes. Nothing. The 2 deep zone, 10 yards off the ball. If I was Miami, I would frickin' run slant routes non-stop against us. And just let the cheetahs run, man. I just let them run. That's what I would do if I was Miami, and give us a heavy dose of the running back, who's a pretty decent Mozart, I think his name is. So if I was Miami, I would do that, especially since their offensive line was struggling. They're giving up too many hits on the quarterback. They need this. If Miami's going to have any success against us, it's quick hitting plays one after the other, and let these guys fly, man. Now, on our side of the ball, we can't let that happen. I don't care about the 2 deep zone, but playing off the ball with your cornerbacks 10 yards, that's a different story. That's a different story. In relying on your linebackers and playing outside leverage with your corners, and leaving the whole middle of the field for your linebackers to cover, not a good story, man. Not a good story. Danielle Hunter, and I'm going to harp on this over and over again, hand in the dirt. Get this guy's hand in the dirt. You cannot run fast running backwards. You cannot sack the quarterback backpedaling. Danielle Hunter, unleash this guy. Put him at the DN on the 3-4. I don't care. He's good against the run. He's good against the pass. He made plays. He was second leading tackler. Yeah, tackle for 5 solo, 2 for loss, 1 sack. He's a great player. Play him the way you need to get after this guy. We will destroy this team if we get after him. If we get after Skylar Thompson, guaranteed. But you just can't let him take 3-step drop and get rid of the ball. You have to make him work for it to get after him. All right. The good news is he's not really accurate right now. His timing's off. This may be a situation to Donatell's defense works. He overthrows somebody, throws it behind somebody, tip ball, whatever. A lot of things can happen. And Skylar Thompson may bail out Ed Donatell's defense on this. That's it for today. Skull Vikes. We're going to win this one. They got a lot of guys injured. And they're playing their third-string quarterback. This is a game that we got to win if we're anybody. We're playing a team depleted, and the NFL is screwing them over with these new rules. This is the perfect opportunity to go into the bye week 5-1. And now, even though I called this when I did my schedule prediction, I had us beating Miami. I didn't know how good they were going to be to start the season, but I had us losing to Philly. I had us beating Miami, winning all the other games, and going into the next game 5-1. In fact, I think I had us 7-1. That's before we lost again. So, all right, this is Dave. This is Skull World, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. Thank you for listening. If this is first time, make sure you go ahead and subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Thank you for being a part of what's going to be 1,000 subscribers, hopefully Sunday. Let's do this. Skull Vikings. See you next time. Cue the music. Thank you, Viking fans, for listening. Make sure you catch my other episodes. Also, make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Skol Vikes.